Hello and welcome to City Focus. I'm Diane Gonzalez. Many of you may be familiar with community-supported agriculture. You support local farmers and you receive fresh produce. Well, here in Lincoln we also have community-supported arts. This is the third year the Lincoln Arts Council has offered an opportunity for the public to receive crops of art. Here to explain how it works and how you can get involved is Lori McAllister with the Lincoln Arts Council and two of the artists who've been selected for this year. Karen Coots is the Cather Professor of Art at UNL and a renowned printmaker. And Jackie Allen is a jazz artist extraordinaire. And she is here representing herself and her husband, Hans Sturm, who are contributing to community-supported arts this year. So Lori, I'm going to start with you. For people who are unfamiliar with community-supported art, how does it work?
Correct. Well, as you said, it's built on the agricultural model. So the art that people are receiving is homegrown and fresh. It's a great grassroots program to commission local artists to create art that is specific and unique to this program. People purchase shares just as they would with a CSA, and they will, at the end of the growing season, they will receive their art. Throughout the season, many of the artists, though, provide additional activities. They'll open up their studios or their galleries or do live performance. And so it's more than just purchasing the art. It's an opportunity to experience it in a variety of ways and to build a relationship. As it's important to know the people who grow your food, we think it's also a real perk to know the people that are creating your art.
Now, how many shares are available?
There are 35 shares available this year, and they are going quickly, I'm happy to say. And also the first event this year is coming up the middle of May. So if anyone is sitting on the fence or waiting to make a decision about purchasing the art share, do not delay because you won't want to miss. It's a gallery tour hosted by Michael Forsberg. And Jackie Allen and Hans Sturm will be performing also at that wonderful event. They are actually creating a song specific for the shares, so this will be the world premiere of that song at that event as well.
Wonderful. Well, Jackie, let's start with you then and tell us about your creation. I know most people think of this program as getting pieces of visual art. Yours is a little bit different.
Yes, it is. Excuse me, I sound a little hoarse today,
but I am singing too much.
Yes, I'm a vocalist, and my husband and fellow performer is a bassist, a double bassist, Hans Sturm, and we are writing a piece. This is our first time being part of this, so this is very exciting for us too. But we've done many recordings over the past, so that's not new to us. But we chose to write a piece about Nebraska Indians, and so we've had to do some research, but we're excited to say that we will be writing this piece and going to a studio, recording it, and pressing a physical CD and designing the artwork, and that will be the submitted gift. And in addition to that, we will be performing it live at the gallery. So we're excited about this.
Yes.
One of the things that my husband, I let him, I think he's a better lyricist than I am, although I think he's a better, instrumentalist as well, of course, being a singer. But I'm letting him, I think, really work on the lyrics. But we've decided, I came up with the subject though, that in a little bit of the research, we found out that in the 7 tribes that there have been in Nebraska, I think there's still 6 reservations, but one of the things that these different tribes have in common are legends, a little bit like Aesop's fables. And so they have animals that have human attributes, and so there are these wonderful stories that are passed down from generation to generation, and we thought it would be interesting to make music around some of these animals, like the trickster coyote and the owl, and interesting things that they've done.
Sounds fascinating.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear it live at Michael Forsberg's studio. And Karen, tell us about your art. I think you've certainly made kind of a splash on O Street with the beautiful mural on your studio.
Yes.
What are you contributing to community-supported art?
Well, I'm very excited to take part in this project, and it's giving me a good spur to make something specifically for this collector group that we're fostering by doing this activity. And I've been always incorporating an interest in paper making, book making, print making, my 3 triumvirate materials and media that is actually featured so importantly at Constellation Studios, my new studio that you mentioned with the big splash of the mural. So I've actually started a little bit of planning to think of what this project is going to be. I'm going to make a book that has a handmade paper cover with special watermarks on it, and then a woodcut on the inside that is going to open out with a reference to lyrical abstraction and landscape. So it's an abstraction like my work always is, but you can see that it's an interpretation of the natural elements and forces, and they're kind of working opposite fruitful and maybe barren, and winter and spring, and that kind of seasonal transition is going to be unfolded as the viewer gets to engage with this work. It becomes very a tactile experience of reading and seeing something that experiences all your senses through the hand and through the visual and kind of the material awareness of these processes that I bring together.
Well, just hearing these 2 stories of these 2 pieces, this is what makes CSArt so much fun, is that you have something totally unique.
That's right.
And the artists then are a mix of, these 2 are obviously well-trained professionals, but also some emerging artists as well?
Absolutely. We've, of course, mentioned Michael Forsberg. He is selecting a photograph that none of us has seen yet, so I can't even show you a sample of that. And Wendy Jane Bantam, of course, is another well-known name in Lincoln. But and Susan Brosh, her piece is right here that she is contributing to the share. So in addition to those folks, we have got Nicole Schulte. This is one of her multimedia pieces.
She works upstairs in the office next to mine.
Exactly. So people will have a chance to get to know her as an artist as well. And then Yvonne Meyer is doing a photograph book. And who
here's
else
the
do
list.
we have?
Here,
Thank you,
I'll
Sarah.
Oh,
Sarah
Kelly Rush.
Kavanda
Kelly Rush.
And Kelly Rush, yes, who does the just fabulous, quirky little oil cans.
They are beautiful.
They really are, in a nostalgic sort of way. I mean, you feel like you're going to get grease on your hands if you pick up the oil can. It really is marvelous. And then Sarah Kavanda, who is doing just delightful Mars maps.
So we know where we are when we get there.
Exactly correct.
Exactly.
And because she is also a musician, she is also including a little thumb drive that's got space music on it to help create the atmosphere as well. So it's just an eclectic mix and a fun mix, but it really is a great on-ramp for anybody that's new to collecting, or anybody that maybe has limited space for their collection, or just simply somebody who's really interested in owning a slice of creative production from 2015.
And it really highlights the creativity right here in Lincoln.
Exactly.
Chuckie, why did you and Hans want to be part of this project?
Well, I think it'll be 4 years in July that we've lived in Lincoln, but I still feel like we're still kind of getting to know, like I just met Karen today for the first time. You know, we're just still getting to know so many of the people and so many of the arts in Lincoln. And I also looked forward to it. We actually applied for it last year, but didn't get in, alas. I don't give up, But I was intrigued by all these different pieces of art, the whole idea of this artist's share. And the idea too that we will meet the other artists and perhaps collaborate. I mean, just seeing what you did here inspires me. The first thing I thought, oh my God, that would be great visual, for the packaging for a CD. I mean, it's just beautiful, and the paper itself. It's just, art is art. So what might inspire me has nothing to do with music. It might be something else. So, I mean, for personal reasons, I like the idea of being part of it.
And Karen, you've been a member of the Lincoln community for a long time. Why did you want to participate?
Well, I think I'm intrigued with the idea that it's going to so many people, and they're already committed to doing their support without necessarily knowing what they're getting. And that seems like we can toy with them a little bit, give them something that is very special and surprising. And it's a good way to get my art in other people's hands, and it knows it already has a home. So, and I think it's important to give to the community, to contribute. I think that's why I'm really interested in this next phase of my career, where I'm more accessible with my studio and making something very accessible for this project.
And speaking of giving back to the community, this program wouldn't be possible without the support of Union Bank and Trust.
Absolutely. Their partnership has just been tremendous. In fact, it was their idea to a certain extent. They came to Deb Weber, the executive director of the Arts Council, and said, we would love to fund something new and innovative and different. What ideas do we have? And so community-supported art actually came out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, a group called Springboard for the Arts. And so Lincoln is one of about 40 communities nationwide now that have a community-supported art program.
It's wonderful. It truly is. Tell people how they can find out more and also buy a share.
Absolutely. Quickest and easiest way, of course, is to go to our website, artscene.org, and you can also call our office, 402-434-2787, or you can drop by 1701 South 17th Street, Suite 1A, the Lincoln Arts Council office. Any of those ways will enable someone to become a CSArt shareholder and get in on all this fun.
And what's great about the website too is you also have profiles of all the artists, so everyone can kind of get a taste of what they might have. But it is kind of like when you get your basket, when you get your crop of art, it's like Christmas.
Exactly.
You never know what you're going to get, but it's going to be something good, right?
Yeah, that's fun.
Yes. Very, very fun. Thank you both. Thank you both for participating in the project, and Lori for your great coordination.
Certainly.
Of CSArts again. Again, if you want to find out more about the program, artscene.org, or you can call the Arts Council 434. It's 434 Arts 2787.
Correct.
Okay. Or artscene.org, as I said. Again, thank you all for being here. Excited to see what you create. And thank you for joining us for City Focus.